Okay, so we're all glued to the news this election season, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Well, I found something really interesting, kind of surprising even, and it's all about where people are getting their political news.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about viewership, specifically about Kamala Harris.
Mm.
And, well, it seems a little friction might actually be a good thing when it comes to grabbing eyeballs.
Yeah, it makes sense when you think about it, the way media strategy and how the audience reacts all kind of blend together, especially now, right? I mean, with the elections so close.
Exactly. And get this, we're talking just weeks away from the election, and her interview, the one with Bret Baier on Fox News,
Yeah,
it totally blew her other recent appearances out of the water. I'm
really.
talking more than 7.1 million viewers tuned in live.
Wow.
And then, get this, they reran it at midnight,
Uh,
and it got another, over 1 million viewers.
that's a lot of people. It's pretty interesting that a Democratic candidate would get that many viewers on Fox News. With their largely conservative audience, that's a big deal.
Exactly, especially when you compare it to her other interviews. Like, she was on 60 Minutes, right?
Right.
And CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Those pulled in 5.7 million and 6.3 million viewers each.
Yeah.
And you would think those would be bigger, right?
You'd think so. Given the audiences for those networks,
I know.
it really makes you wonder if, well, maybe it's a sign that people are, I don't know, maybe looking for something different in their political coverage, something more.
Yeah, are we tired of hearing the same talking points, the same old, same old?
Maybe people actually want more of a back and forth,
Right, some real debate.
even if it gets a little,
Even if it gets a little heated.
exactly.
And you know what? Speaking of different approaches, remember on that same day, Donald Trump had that town hall on Fox News.
Oh, right, the one focused on women's issues.
Yeah, that one. It did pretty well. It got almost 3 million viewers.
It did. Though you can't really compare the two, can you? I mean, an interview versus a town hall.
Right, totally different format.
Different focus, too. Plus, his aired earlier in the day, right? And
Okay.
it was on a very specific set of issues.
You're right. They're apples and oranges.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what it does highlight? It does tell us that a lot of people are still tuning in for these political events.
Yeah,
Especially on Fox News, apparently.
it's true. And you know what really stood out to me? You know how they're always talking about demographics and who's watching what?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Harris's interview, the Fox News one, it pulled in a huge chunk of that 25-54 demographic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones advertisers are obsessed with.
Right, the ones with all the spending power.
Yeah, exactly. Something like 882,000 viewers in that age group.
Mm-hmm.
And get this, after they reran it at midnight,
Yeah.
that number jumped to 1.2 million.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Advertisers love to see that. I mean, that's their bread and butter. Candidates who can pull in those numbers, especially younger viewers, they're the ones who have a real edge. Because they're the ones who are actually paying attention.
So it's fascinating, right? What seems like just one simple data point about how many people watch this interview, it might actually be telling us something a lot bigger.
I think so, too. It makes you think, what does all this mean for how we talk about politics in this country? Will we see more of this? More candidates going on shows and networks they wouldn't normally go on, stepping outside of their comfort zone?
Right.
And if they do, will it actually lead to anything productive? Will we start having more meaningful conversations about the issues that really matter? Who knows, but it's definitely something to think about.
It really is.